not 100% on anything that you're struggling on, anything that you would want to go through, if that makes sense.
T-bar.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Prawn hamstrings.
Yes.
Keep lifting the arse.
Okay.
There's something else. I'll think of it.
The problem I have with T-bar is the fact that it goes like here and I can't breathe. It makes me not be able to actually finish.
Let's start with the T-bar anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because I do get it, like some T-bars, especially when you get strong at it, you feel like you're getting fucking knocked out. You know what I mean? Like you get punched in the gut. But we'll go through a normal setup anyway. And we'll is that your ankles?
No, that's me running.
Yeah, no, so we'll go through it anyway. So the first thing, again, every T-bar is going to be different. So that's one thing that I want you to keep in mind. But there is always general things to keep in mind. First, I would say for any row, if you're doing rows, go slightly, just a touch outside the shoulder width. So if we go directly shoulder width, maybe an inch, if maybe a touch more. And then from there, start with a couple of reps. Again, the height of the bar, sometimes you might be able to adjust where the actual handle is, or it might have a couple of handles where one goes down to here and you can move your hands, but that's going to be highly dependent on where the ending position is and how does this feel, right? Because again, if I can adjust myself and go down to here, all of a sudden, if the angle is basically too strong, I start to hit my biceps a little bit too hard. So I want to have about a 90-degree angle as I pull up in around here when I start to really squeeze my back, right? And again, the biggest thing that I would say for you, Will, is you tend to do this as you go into this stretch, which I completely get, because again, you are trying to kind of get a stretch on it, but what I want you to try doing instead is actually stretch from the shoulders, if that makes sense, to the upper back, rather than going into this. So yes, you're right in saying, right, I'm trying to stretch it here, but once you straighten out the arms, actually extend through the shoulders and try to keep the torso up tall, if that makes sense. And again, as we always go into the rowing itself, try to always keep your chest on the pad, if that makes sense, or even your ribs, if that makes sense, because sometimes it might be a little bit higher, a little bit lower. We'll get you to go on it and show the lads a little bit. Nice. So again, first focus on just straightening out the arms, and then once all is done, lift your head up slightly for me. Keep going through the chest. Lift up here, lift up the chest slightly. There you go. Right, and now extend through the shoulders. And when you come back, think about squeezing my hand, right, with your shoulder blades. Keep pulling, there you go. Good. Fully extend, and then all the way up, squeeze hard. Nice. Feeling good? Yeah. But that was good. And we'll be able to see a little bit more now. What you see in the top. And again, one thing that I would say for you is, what you tend to do is actually lean forward with your head. And that happens on a lot of things. You could even see picnic, that often happens on for a lot of people, where you kind of just try to squeeze everything forward. But what happens as you do that, the upper back starts to round over, and then your shoulders just kick in. So it's also, it's not a chest exercise, it's just kind of move that thing forward. You know what I mean? So again, just trying to keep the form as tidy as possible while you obviously try to push yourself as much as you can. I'll give Will a second.
I used to push myself before I had form, so that's fucked me over.
Yeah, 100%. But that's the thing. I might be, as you will all know, I might be a little bit anal about and being very specific, you know what I mean, with things, 100%. And Will just be laughing at me, just be like, fucking hell, we're working together about 3 years now, I feel like I'm doing everything wrong. But this is the...
I'm a big kid.
Yeah, he doesn't even laugh or make a joke about it, it's so matter of fact. We've talked about this before, but
this is the thing, it's not me trying to...
nitpick.
Yeah, nitpick, but at the end of the day, as you can see, Will's a big fella, you know what I mean? So that's the last thing I said to him, was like, right, now, this is the things that make the biggest difference. You know what I mean? It's not just, okay, well, it's fine, just keep going, you know what I mean? But these are the things that will actually take his physique that bit forward again. Is again being a bit more specific and doing things that little bit better. Right, so now all on Will to show us how to fail as well with good form, right? Good. And see that's another thing. Split second, hold the stretch, and then again hold the contraction as well. Every single time, every single exercise, get rid of the momentum. The more momentum you use, the less tension there is on the muscle. Good. Keep that form there, squeeze everything up here hard. So see, eventually just couldn't get it up any higher. Perfect. That's him failing as good as he can on his own, basically. But yeah, that was spot on. How did that feel?
Very good.
Good?
Yeah.
Right, any other questions on the T-bar? Anything that I've missed? No?
It's a lot to be said for someone standing over you, telling you what to do.
Yeah.
Having to do that for yourself every time.
Yes. No, absolutely, I get it, but that's the thing, you know what I mean? It's actually seeing it, hearing it, and then doing it
It
yourself.
does stick with you over time.
Absolutely, but that's another thing. That's why I ask for the videos all the time. You know what I mean? Just having that little bit of extra accountability. You know what I mean? For you to think, right, Ben's gonna watch this. He's gonna tell me this, that, and the other that I already know.
Yeah.
So I might as well do it.
Yeah.
I find myself doing it completely different when I know I'm recording.
Yeah.
When I'm recording, like,
We record this every week.
What straps do you have, Sam? Let's see them. Yeah, see, I've never used them before.
It's going nowhere,
Yeah.
and then you have the wrist support as well.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, it's nice. Leather as well.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Because with them, you're going for years.
Yeah.
A motorbike for.
That's fair.
With that, it's just one, and then it's kind of stuck.
Right, let's see it. Good. Big squeeze at the top. Nice. Good. Don't let it pull you forward, stay on top. Good, nice. Anything else? Can have pull downs, maybe single arm, tricep. Cool. Line up your shoulder with the pulley or the cable. Then create a little bit of, it's a bit oily, but create a little bit of stability again, and then once I get into this position, I tuck my arm into my body, just again as a point of kind of reference to make me not get pulled around by the weight, because you can easily start doing this and let you, especially when the weight gets heavier, so you can get, you know, your shoulder movement. So all I'm thinking of is elbow by the body, shoulder staying tucked down, so there's no movement here. And the main thing then you have is this kind of angle, and me trying to firstly obviously open up my arm to hit the tricep, but then getting into the stretch is I will move my body so I can actually close the gap between my arm and the forearm as much as possible, because that's the stretch between obviously the tricep. So again, I'm going to lean forward a little bit and extend back. Here, my elbow. Yeah. Here, extend back. You said that you wanted to try it. Good. Feel good?
Yeah.
Let's go a little bit heavier. And Dean, you wanted to see the tricep extension with the rope, was it?
Single arm pull down.
Yeah.
Single arm pull down for your lats, was it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, remember, because
Put them on there.
I see people, I did it sitting down and then I see people kneeling down, you know, on one knee, and it's like tried kind of both.
So the biggest difference with kneeling, it's not necessarily wrong, but it's not great. You know what I mean? It just could be a lot better. So what I would say is, yeah, firstly bring the bench over. And the main reason with the bench is so you can actually brace against it. So that's what you're missing with kneeling down, is while you're on the bench, you can actually put one arm against this. Again, when it comes to this, I would try to line up the cable with my shoulder and my lats. Again, one arm on this, keeping the chest up nice and tall, and then from here, as any kind of lat movement, I'm trying to think about bringing my elbow down into the hip to close this gap here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I do get that. Fair play to you for coming. Yeah, thank you you very much. Sam, you're not training, are you?
Okay.
Yeah? Yeah. 100%. Dean, thank you very much.
Yeah, I only got home and I
Yeah. 100% man. Thank you very much for your time.